hope you're doing great. In today's lesson, you'll learn 15 phrasal verbs with take. What is a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is a group of words that act as a verb. It is made from a verb and a preposition, or an adverb, or both. Phrasal verbs make up a large part of everyday spoken and written English. This means they can easily be found in news, music, movie, and so many other places. Today we will talk about 15 phrasal verbs with take, one of the most widely used verbs in English, and some of them have more than one meaning. 1. Take after somebody. What does take after somebody mean? Take after somebody means have a similar appearance or personality, to look like or be like somebody, especially a parent or other family member. For example, everyone tells me that I take after my grandmother. One more example, Anna takes after her mother. They have the same green eyes and curly brown hair. One more example, John is such a funny person. He takes after his grandfather, who was a comedian. 2. Take something apart. Take something apart means separate something into parts. For instance, the technician is taking apart the TV so that he can fix it. Let me give you one more example. They had to take the bed apart because it wouldn't fit through the door. 3. Take away. Take away. Take away means to remove something. Example, take that table away as we don't need it in here. Take away also means remove something, either material or abstract, so that a person no longer has it. Example, the teacher took my mobile phone away until the end of the lesson. One more example, they took away her passport so she can't travel. Take away also means to subtract a number or amount. For instance, 6 take away 4 is 2. One more example, if I have 5 apples and you take away 2, how many do I have left? Take away also means prevent or limit someone from being somewhere or from doing something. Example, my job takes me away from home most weekends. Take away also means to buy food from a restaurant or eat it somewhere else. For example, you ordered Korean food to take away. 4. Take something or someone back. Okay, first let's talk about take something back. Take something back means return something to a store. Example, the skirt I bought was too small, so I took it back and exchanged it for a larger size. One more example, the dress was too tight, so I took it back to the shop. Take something back also means to regain possession of. For instance, I took back my shoes from Mary. Now, let's look at the meaning of take somebody back. Take somebody back means to allow a partner who previously left your home because of a disagreement or another relationship to come back to live with you. For example, he cheated on her, but she still took him back in the end. One more example, his wife said she would never take him back. If something takes you back, it makes you remember a period or an event. For example, that piece of music really took me back to my school days. One more example, playing that game took me back to my childhood. 5. Take something down. Take something down means separate a structure into parts or to dismantle a structure. For example, after the circus was over, the workers took down the big tents. One more example, after the music festival, they took down the stage. Take something down also means to write down a piece of information. For example, she took down my phone number and said she'd call me later. She took down John's number so she could call him back. Take something down also means reach up and get something from a high place. For example, he took down the book from the top of the bookcase. Number 6, take somebody in. Take somebody in means to let somebody stay in your house or country. For example, my friend lost his job and his apartment, so I took him in for a month. One more example, he had nowhere to go, so she took him in. What about the meaning of take something in? Take something in means to receive and understand information. For example, it was a very good speech and I took it all in. One more example, the instructor spoke so fast that I couldn't take in all the information. Take something in also means allow something to enter your body by breathing or swallowing. For example, some plants take in a lot of water and can't grow in dry places. One more meaning of take something in is to make clothing smaller so that it fits you. For instance, she took in her dress because it was too big. One more example, I love this dress, but it's a little too loose. Could you take it in an inch? Take something in also means the amount of money a business gets from people buying goods or services. For example, it was a successful year as the company took in $1.5 million. Number 7, let's talk about take off. One meaning is useful when traveling. It means to begin to fly. For example, what time does the plane take off? One more example, be sure your seat belts are fastened. They will be taken off in a few minutes. Take off is also means become successful or popular very fast. Example, in the last few years, social media sites have taken off all over the world. Another example, her career took off. Take off also means leave a place suddenly, informal. Example, he was at the party for about 10 minutes and then he took off. He took off means he left. One more example, he took off before I had a chance to say goodbye. Now, let's talk about take something off. Take something off means remove a piece of clothing from your body. For instance, I always take off my shoes as soon as I get home. One more example, it was hot in the room, so he took off his jumper. Take something off means not go to work for a period of time. For example, David took 5 days off to go on holidays. One more example, she took a week off to go and visit her family. 8. Take something or somebody on. Take something on means accept a job or a responsibility, especially a difficult one. Example, do you have time to take on a new project? Or about take somebody on, what does it mean? Take somebody on means hire or employ somebody. Example, The company has taken on 3 new staff members. 9. Take somebody out. Take somebody out means go with somebody to an event, restaurant, or some other place or activity and pay for the bill. For instance, I'm taking my parents out to dinner tonight. One more example, David took his girlfriend out for dinner. Another example, my family took me out for dinner for my birthday. We had an amazing time. 10. Take something out. Take something out means remove something from a place. Example, I took the letter out of the envelope. One more example, I took out my wallet from my bag. Number 11. Take over something. Take over something means take control. Example, Germany took over several other nations during World War II. One more example, he took over the company after his father died. Another example, Anna is taking over from her father as a principal. Number 12. Take somebody through something. Take somebody through something means explain something to somebody. For example, let me take you through the procedure for operating this machine. First, you need to blah blah blah. Another example, my teacher took the class through the instructions for the exam. One more example, if you don't understand what you're meant to do, I can take you through it. 13. Take up something. Take up something means fill space or time. For instance, these books are taking up all the space in my room. One more example, last month an urgent project took up all my spare time. Another meaning of take up something is start doing something regularly or spend time doing something regularly. For example, I've recently taken up yoga. One more example, she took up swimming and started going twice a week. One more meaning of take up something is start working at a job. Example, he will take up his position next week. Number 14. Take somebody up on something. Take somebody up on something means accept an offer or invitation. For example, A. When you travel to my country, you're welcome to stay at my house. B. Really? I'm gonna take you up on that. Number 15. Take something up with somebody. Take something up with somebody's mean complain to someone about a problem. For example, if you don't like the way I do my job, take it up with my manager. Well, what you can do if you want to learn and remember phrasal verbs in English, there are hundreds of English phrasal verbs, so it's not very effective to try to memorize all of them from a long list. But there are methods you can use. Music is one of the best ways to learn a language. If you want to try to learn phrasal verbs through music, first decide which ones you like to learn. Then search for them on a music lyrics website, such as lyrics.com. Next, choose and listen to the songs. Another method is to write a story using some of the verbs you want to remember. For example, my father is a great cook. He says I take after him because everybody loves my food. So he asked me to take over the family restaurant. I do like cooking, but I prefer when my family takes me out to eat. Afterward, you can record your story on your mobile phone and listen to it as often as you like. I'm Chanroth. I'll see you next time. Bye!